do you get clients, and this has always fascinated me, so South Brisbane, for instance, I think there's been a debate for a long time about height. Has it been resolved? I'm not too sure, but you hear a conversation around about, the development is up to 12 floors or something, but there's always this noise that it's going to move to 30 or something like that. Does that would have to factor in terms of when somebody who's sitting on a chunk of land would move, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Are you trying to understand what's the height requirements, or?
And if it's likely to change in the future, and whether or not they're likely to get more in the future, going up higher rather than what the current sort of height limit is? Yeah,
true. So I guess the first thing to say, every council's different, and these sort of these requirements change all the time. So if you can get a DA approved on your site for an 8-story, 11-story residential apartment project now, that's not saying that you'll achieve that in a week's time or a year's time. We may have a zoning change that actually restricts the heights. And that's happened in a lot of Brisbane suburbs where they've gone from, for example, a suburb that your parcel of land may be suitable for 3-story density of townhouses, and now all of a sudden it's LMR 1 to 2 or a character residential, and you can only do a home. So the highest and best use is as is. You can no longer develop. So I guess with the heights though, that's one of the challenges with a developer's game is navigating that process, trying to, I guess, foresee it, understand what's going to happen in the future.
If the height limit changes, is it a completely new application? So let's say you got approval for 8, and then before you even turned aside, it went up to 16. Do you have to go back again as if it was a completely new new application?
New application. If you change anything, there's generally a general in accordance, minor change, and a major change, and that's a lot of what I talk about. It's Brisbane related, but it's pretty similar throughout the councils. You just got to assess it, get the consultants to review it, and then it might be a minor change, might be a major, or it might be a whole new application. If it's the case of going from 8 stories to 15, it'll be a new application, and it'll need to go through public scrutiny, public notification, and you do a new application for that. And generally when I do feasibility studies, if you showed me a site that was around that 8-story mark, so it's a pretty significant build, we've probably got a basement for that as well, I would make allowance within the feasibility study for at least a minor change application throughout the process. It's pretty much inevitable because during the building application process and during the, if you call it value management or the builder advice process, new ideas come up, things that you might not have thought about at the time, or, changes, buyers come in and they make specific requests. So most of my jobs, it's either consultants or developers that have come up with a great new idea for the site, or the buyers come in and they want to consolidate 2 apartments into one. So that triggers a new DA or some form of new DA, which is usually a major change because you're changing the yield.